Hi, my name is Jebaraj and I have come up with a solar energy startup by name Solar 7 Solutions. And in my blog, I have the Tamil Nadu Solar Energy Policy, as you can see on the screen. This is Tamil Nadu Solar Energy Policy 2012. Table of contents. Just going through from the top. It goes for around 10 to 20 pages, so I'm just going to give the highlights. So here we are. Solar Energy Policy 2012. Vision of the Government of Tamil Nadu. Honourable Chief Minister Selvi Jayalalitha has a vision of developing Tamil Nadu as a world leader in solar energy by establishing 3000 megawatt by 2015. Tamil Nadu is committed to leading the country by generating 3000 megawatt of solar power by 2015 through a policy conducive to promoting solar energy in the state. This government is headed by Chief Minister Jayalalitha. Jayalalitha intends to make solar energy as people's movement, just as it did earlier in the case of rain water harvesting. She wants to make it as a movement in the city of in the state of Tamil Nadu. Title and enforcement. This policy will be known as the Tamil Nadu Solar Energy Policy 2012. The government of Tamil Nadu will undertake a review of this policy as and when required in view of any technological breakthrough or any changes taking place in the policy at the national level. Objectives: to achieve energy security, to reduce carbon emissions, to project Tamil Nadu as a solar hub, to generate 3000 megawatt of solar energy by 2015, to achieve grid parity by 2015, to encourage indigenous solar manufacturing facilities in the state, to promote research and development in the solar energy sector and hybrid systems, to create skilled manpower and employment in a new industry. Target for promotion of the solar energy in the state: it is proposed to generate 3000 megawatt. As you can see, the goal is by 2013 they will be implementing 1000 megawatt, 2014 another 1000, 2015 another 1000, so a total of 3000 megawatt by the end of 2015. With average solar incidence 5.56 kilowatt hour meter square day, Tamil Nadu is among the state with the highest solar installation in India. We have the most, Tamil Nadu is the most suitable place to have solar energy. To retain its leadership position, Tamil Nadu will promote setting up solar power projects to the extent of 3000 megawatt over a period of 3 years, as furnished above. Tamil Nadu will actively promote the solar energy sector by prescribing a certain percentage of electricity consumption through solar energy as mandatory. This will be progressively increased. They have a solar power purchase obligation. The state will mandate 6%, starting with 3% till December 2013 and 6% by from January 2014. So by the end of 2013, every household, every utility, every company or organization has to have 3% of their energy through solar, and from 2014 it will be 6%. So I'm just going to go through the highlights. So as they mentioned, this category will cover all HT consumers, SEZs, industries guaranteed with 24/7 power supply, IT parks, telecom towers, all colleges and residential schools, buildings with a built-up area of 20,000 square meter or more. Following categories: low LT tariff. Following categories of consumers will be exempted from SPO. So domestic consumers will be exempted from this SPO. Huts, cottage and tiny industries, power looms, LT industrial consumers, agricultural consumers, and so on. The SPO will be administered by the TANGEDCO. The above obligated consumers may fulfill their SPO by generating captive solar power in Tamil Nadu equivalent to or more than their SPO, buying equivalent to or more than their SPO from other third-party developers of solar power projects in Tamil Nadu, buying RECs generated by solar power projects in Tamil Nadu equivalent to or more than their SPO, purchasing power from TANGEDCO at solar tariff. Consumers desirous of availing SPO exemption by captive solar generation shall necessarily install separate meters to measure captive generation. So this is the mechanism that they put in to reach their goal of 3000 megawatt. 3000 megawatt of solar will be achieved through utility scale projects, rooftops, and under REC mechanism as follows. So they've just given a brief lineup of how they're going to reach the target. Promoting solar rooftop systems. Government of Tamil Nadu will promote solar rooftops through the following measures. Domestic rooftop GBI. All domestic consumers will be encouraged to put up solar or rooftop solar installations. A generation based incentive of 2 rupees per unit. So if you have a 1 kilowatt system on your rooftop, it will generate 4 to 5 units per day, and the government is going to pay you around 2 rupees per unit. That will be 10 rupees per day. 10 rupees for 5 units per day for the first 2 years, then rupees 1 for the next 2 years, and will be provided for all solar or solar wind hybrid rooftops being installed before 31st March of 2014. A capacity addition of 50 megawatt is targeted under the screen. Consumers desirous of availing GBI shall necessarily install separate meters to measure rooftop generation. So we need to install a separate rooftop, separate meters to measure how much you generate on your rooftop. Promoting rooftops in government. Solar home lighting is being installed in 3 lakh houses under the Chief Minister's Solar Power Green House scheme and will be completed by 2015-16. Energization of streetlights with solar energy. The state will be energizing 1 lakh streetlights, 1 lakh through solar energy. All new government local body buildings shall necessarily install solar rooftops. Existing government and local body buildings will be provided with solar rooftops in a phased manner. All street lights and water supply installations in local bodies will be energized through solar power in a phased manner. Promotion of solar water heating system. Public buildings. The government of Tamil Nadu has issued amendments to the building rules through the following orders: making use of solar water heating system mandatory for all designated new houses, buildings, marriage halls, hotels, etc. So all new buildings have to, or they are compulsorily requested or ordered to use solar water heating system. Industries installation of solar water heating system will be made mandatory for industries having hot water boiler steam boiler using fossil fuel. Development of solar parks. Utility scale solar parks may comprise of 250 megawatt in sizes of 1 and to 5 megawatt, 600 megawatt in sizes of 5 to 10 megawatt, another 650 megawatt of sizes above 10 megawatt. So there will be 1 to 5 megawatt sizes of solar power plants, 5 to 10 megawatt, and then power plants with 10 megawatt and above. Solar power projects will be developed through competitive and reverse bidding. Solar parks with a capacity of about 50 megawatt will be targeted in 24 districts. Procurement policy of solar power. Tariff-based competitive bidding. As solar power is expensive compared to conventional other renewable energy, a cost-effective methodology needs to be evolved to promote solar power generation systems. Tamil Nadu will select developers through tariff-based reverse competitive bidding. The recent experiences of Germany and Spain also prove that competitive bidding is the best way for adoption by governments. The Government of India through NTPC also follows the competitive bidding process. Renewable energy certificate and carbon credits. Renewable energy certificate mechanism promotes trading of solar power to meet solar power purchase obligation. All the obligated entities committed to meeting SPO will have to either produce solar power or buy solar power from TANGEDCO or purchase solar REC certification, renewable energy certificates, for an equivalent quantity through power exchange from the promoters who have tradable RECs. So this is about REC, how you can get an REC, and if you get an REC, you can promote trading of solar power to meet solar SPO for other organizations. Single Window Agency, TEDA. Various statutory clearances that are essential for the development and commissioning of solar energy projects will be handled by TEDA in coordination with the concerned departments and agencies. Guaranteed single window clearance will be provided through TEDA in 30 days so that the plants can be commissioned in 12 months, less than 12 months. Solar manufacturing facilities. The Government of Tamil Nadu will promote integrated solar generation and manufacturing parks, which will house the entire ecosystem for solar manufacturing, including wafer, cell and module making, and balance of system component manufacturing. Local solar manufacturing industry will result in substantial direct and indirect job creation in the supporting sectors. Manufacturing of solar thermal components will also be encouraged. Government will encourage indigenous manufacturing of solar panels and other related equipment. Incentives to manufacturers. There will be appropriate tax incentives as per the Tamil Nadu industrial policy will be provided to attract investors from India and abroad. Tamil Nadu will actively support the growth of local manufacturing of solar components and ancillaries. A solar manufacturing ecosystem will be created that will include solar research centers, test facilities, resource assessment facilities, educational institutions, training centers, etc. Global industry leaders in solar value chain. Global majors will be invited to invest in the creation of manufacturing facilities in Tamil Nadu with appropriate incentives as detailed above. Tamil Nadu will position itself as a regional hub for integrated solar manufacturing and technology development. Exclusive solar manufacturing parks. Lands will be identified for development of exclusive solar manufacturing parks. State will promote setting up of solar manufacturing industries in these exclusive solar manufacturing parks to be established in the state. Requirement of polysilicon manufacturing. A capacity of 10,000 MT would be required to yield silicon wafers sufficient to produce 1000 megawatt. So polysilicon capacity of 10,000 MT tons would be required. There will be 10,000 tons of polysilicon will be required to yield silicon wafers sufficient to produce the 1000 megawatt for 1 year. Preference in industrial parks. Preference will be given for establishing solar manufacturing industries in the SEZs, industrial estates, parks, SIPCOT, SITCO, and similar government organizations. Establishment of solar power plants in industrial estates. In order to reduce the transmission and distribution losses, aggregate technical and commercial losses, and other infrastructure expenditure, solar power plants will be set up in all industrial estates subject to availability of land at reasonable cost. Net metering will be allowed at multiple voltage levels to promote rooftop penetration. Net metering facility will be extended to solar power systems installed in commercial establishments and individual homes connected to the electrical grid to feed excess power back to the grid, with power credits accruing to the photovoltaic energy producer. Wheeling and banking charges. The wheeling and banking charges for wheeling of power generated from the power projects to the desired location for captive use, a third party sale within the state, will be as per the orders of Tamil Nadu Electricity Regulatory Commission. Exemption from payment of electricity tax. Exemption from payment of electricity tax to the extent of 100% on electricity generated from solar power projects used for self-consumption to utility will be allowed for 5 years. Tax concessions as per the Tamil Nadu Industrial Policy will be provided. Exemption from demand cut. Exemption from demand cut to the extent of 100% of the installed capacity assigned for captive use purpose will be allowed. Facilitation by the nodal agency. TEDA shall endeavour to facilitate the development of the projects in the following areas: government departments and agencies, evacuation approval from state transmission utility, connectivity to substation of transmission utility, common clearance from TNPCB. And then there's plant and machinery, formation of empowered committee, the committee of TEDA, research and development, capacity building. Research and development on solar technologies, solar thermal storage systems, testing facilities towards the development of solar technologies will be encouraged. Technology demonstrations on innovative projects in association with reputed institutions will also be encouraged to effectively implement this policy and to achieve the intended objectives. The Tamil Nadu Energy Development Authority will promote capacity building in the area of solar energy policy. So this is all about the Tamil Nadu solar energy policy. So the main goal is the government has a target of implementing 3000 megawatt. That's a huge amount through solar power in the next 3 years, 2013, 14, 15. So there's a tremendous opportunity for solar, and there is a tremendous opportunity to learn how to design solar power plants, design, build, and maintain solar power plants in Tamil Nadu. Not only that, even for solar cell manufacturing, wafer manufacturing, polysilicon wafers, there is a lot of scope and opportunity in the field of solar energy the next 3 years. So hope you all enjoyed the video. Our vision is empowering a greener future for India and help us reach our goal of installing solar panels on every Indian home. Thank you.